A little bit of a cold and different one today. Powder coating, as usual. So what today's video is about. But before we start into all of that, the usual thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit that button down below. Notification bell. It does some wonders. But we're just down here in the basement, cleaning up, organizing, getting the welding stuff all put back together, situated. Just keeping myself busy. Before I started this video, obviously, coming back up here, like I said, powder coating stuff, getting that diff ready. And what you're noticing today, it's gonna be a ground rod video. We are taking this 8-foot copper ground rod and we are installing it next to the new booth so we can actually get some nice powder coating actually going here. Get this door closed behind me because it's freezing. I did jump in and upgrade a little bit of the shop heating, and I grabbed one of the kerosene heaters, 80,000 BTU, trying not to kill myself running it indoors. I'm gonna probably get a carbon monoxide meter and hang it somewhere, but just keeping the bottom of the garage vented, let it run every 10-20 minutes for a minute or two, and it keeps, it's like 30 degrees outside, and it's actually keeping all of this area nice and warm. But as you saw over the last few videos, we have been upgrading the single car garage powder coating setup. And I don't know about you guys, I'm pretty stoked with the way this came out. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw a picture up of what it looked like before, and then what it looks like now. And like I said, it's just a quick, simple thrown together booth. Leftover 2x4s, some white hardboard from Home Depot. I got 6 sheets, and I don't know about you guys, I love it. The light situation is finally figured out. Super. It's actually too bright to film in there, I think. I didn't even notice that. I'll have to turn the ISO down so much filming in there. Yeah, I got the stupid old Average Joe logo spray painted back up, which you can't hear. Let me turn the lights off so we can actually see. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked on this. Like I said, we have a spinning eyelet for once. We have the machine ground ran. And that leads us to what I said today, installing this 8-foot ground rod. So with powder coating, I'm no genius here, but you're electrostatically charging the powder particles. So part of that is obviously power coming from our box, and then the ground, which we saw, green wire runs up. That works. It's what I've been using the entire time I've powdered. We've seen all the results here. Actually, so a machine ground, I mean, even though these parts are all dusty and I need to just kill the white balance here. Oh, hey, not on auto, that's why. There we go. But yeah, so I don't know about you guys. It's pretty wild there. Like I was saying, that is just a machine ground finish. But from what I've heard, what I've been reading, what I've been learning, is adding a ground rod dedicated to the booth, dedicated to the machine, world of difference. So we're gonna do that. These are super cheap. I think this is 15 bucks from Home Depot. Most people would just stick it into the earth, the actual mud, something like that, clay, whatever, dirt, and you'd pound it into the ground. 8 feet down, 6 feet down, whatever you can get it down. And then if you needed to, by code, you're not supposed to cut it, but this isn't for a power, we're not doing a breaker box or anything like that. We're literally powering just the machine. A little bit of a ramble here because I'm slightly flustered. So last night, going through, I have masonry bits that are, 6 inches long, something like that. And I tried for the longest time to get that hole to be deep enough. Thinking, I have 4 inches of slab, something like that. About 6 inches in, I realized, shit, it's real deep. And this is going to be a little bit of a fight. So, grabbed a 12-inch Milwaukee bit, and you can see I just tested to see how deep I had got before. But yeah, we're gonna be time-lapsing, drilling that giant hole, driving this rod down as far as we can. Gonna connect from the rod to the booth's ground up there with this stranded copper wire that I got from Home Depot. What did I get? I got 25 feet. I think I only needed 10 feet, so I'm gonna need it again there, but yeah, let's just see what we can do. Try and get this done, and then we're actually going to powder in this video. I got a bunch of stuff downstairs, like I said, for that. Diff job, some leaf springs and some stuff. We're going to do the plates, U-bolts, etc. But we're going to jump into some illusions. All right, so we saw me fail my ass off right there, trying to get, where is it? That little hole right there drilled into the concrete. I don't know if I hit rebar, if there's like a pipe in the ground or something like that. I'm really glad I didn't just sit and keep pushing and pushing and pushing. With my luck, I would have ran through a water main or something like that and have to dig my garage floor up. That would have sucked so bad. So you're noticing we got dirt all the way up here. And that's because I switched locations real quick. So this was my actual initial idea. Walk outside the garage, come as close to you can as the house, and out of the way of everything, a nice rake in the concrete line. So I just went right there, and it went in pretty easily. So we're gonna see. Got a bit of water and mud on the end of it. All right. I already just pushed it in, what, 3 feet? 3.5 feet? So, time-lapse camera. Throw the camera on the tripod. Time-lapse, beat this thing into the ground. And like I said, attachments and wire. I'm thinking just run the wire along through there. I was going to go through the house, through the siding, but I don't really want to do that. Just run it through that way. So, time-lapse. There we go. Fix the ISO on the camera, so ta-da. That works. You're noticing I gotta secure this up a little bit. I gotta figure out, probably end up routing it similar to how that one goes, but clamped in, machine ground, booth ground, all clamped to the same thing. Still lets this pivot, and actually it acts so this can't just slip off, which I kinda like. All set up for some heat finally, but it got a little dark. I ended up smashing my finger pretty good, so it took me a few minutes of relaxing time to chill before I actually started to film this clip. Flashlight, come outside, and ta-da, there you go, simple as that. Saw a time lapse, it just runs literally around that corner, in there, back behind everything. Now it's open. Now we'll open, closed. Sure, not gonna run anything over. Don't think so. And there, all my light comes back, which I like. Ta-da! Okay, everything's closed. We're all set up. I guess that means one thing: powder time. Cleaned the gun. Got the cherry red installed, pretty sure. Hold the flashlight between my legs. Where's my power button at? Right there. Come on. Dummy. All right. Back to business. So that works. Fan works. Lights work. Ground's hooked up. Guess that means powder time. I'm gonna put the flashlight back on the toolbox, and instead of rambling and walking around like a chicken with my head cut off, because I'm a little bit nervous about the new setup. I don't know about you guys, but everything was set up great downstairs. I had been powdering for months, no problems, and then decided out of nowhere, let's make a bigger, better booth and a nice area up here in the enclosed space that's warm and dry, and not having to go up and down and up and down and up and down like I have been. So ramble. Let's get some powder going. for a second time because I did it once with the camera off. So yeah, Illusion Cherry is the color we're going with. You noticed in the B-roll before, sandblasted these plates. Sandblasted the U-bolts, that plate, and the washers over there. Super simple tasks. Sandblast, the taping off, just using a little bit of baling wire, taping off surfaces I don't want powder to get on to help just cheat the process. Like I said, quick little twist of baling wire to save me from using a whole bunch of hooks. Utilizing the space that I have, the washers, I'm gonna actually do in the small oven downstairs. Why not use equipment when you have it? Even though it's small and underpowered and I have this big massive oven here, it's just easier to toss the washers in downstairs because they're gonna bake so much faster. I don't wanna have to keep cycling the big oven by opening and closing it, and messing with the temperatures, yada yada yada. I'm no powder coating expert, but for me, that's the easiest manner. Like I said, Illusion Cherry is a 2-stage. We do the red first, we let that flow out for a little bit, and then we pull it, let it cool down, shoot the clear coat, and that activates the Illusion color. PPE, because we don't want to be breathing this stuff in, and nothing to it. I just want to see, does this ground rod and new grounding setup actually make an effect, or not? Will we see? Who knows? But for now, let's get some color on these things, get these going. It's like 8 o'clock at night, so I'm going to do this. And then I gotta edit this video and start on the next one. So let's get some powder down. What you're seeing here is me going through and adjusting the air pressures and the powder flow. And then as I'm realizing I'm getting this into a spot I like it, I switched to the U-bolts, making a rookie mistake. I gave a good explanation about the mistake after in the next clip, but good to know that, yeah, I'm still an idiot. Alright, big oven's going. We're actually to temp, so I'm going to get these guys in here. One quick word though before I do. You'll notice, you heard in the voice over there, but this is the explanation, is a little bit of a struggle bus. I'm an idiot. I taped, the first time I did these on mine, the blue ones you see over there, I wrapped the baling wire and then put the tape over that. This time I taped the threads and then put the baling wire. So, this shows how actually the ground did get so much drastically better. There was no ground hooked up. The ground from the metal was not connected to this because of the high temp tape breaking the connection. I can't believe it actually worked. I did run into one corner on the bolt that just wouldn't stick to powder. So what I did here was I took one of the masking plugs and I shoved some baling wire through it. See if it will focus in on this. Come on, buddy. You could do it. There we go. So yeah, I just shoved the baling wire through there, made like an antenna, and basically, boop, in the tops of each of the bolts, made sure this part was touching the wire, and yeah, worked great. Grab that other plug. But now, we're going to watch me, most likely, struggle bus and drop all the parts. See if I can get this in there. Okay, boys. You're gonna see me struggle bust this and see probably drop everything trying to get this in the oven. So the thing there is you're trying to do that as fast as you can and not drop a bunch. I dropped like 150 degrees there, which sucked. Usually I drop like 100, so I need to figure that process out faster, which is going to be, like I said, a better rack. Once the rack can just roll and do what I want, a lot better. But I'm going to go get this all cleaned up, get the clear switched over, and then we will start on the next process shortly. there we have it. Those are all, ooh. Left my gloves up there and they got nice and spicy. Oh God, those are hot. Yeah, so that's it. Temp done. We're a little later because I had a mess up. Like I explained the grounding situation, had to touch those up, and then I dropped one of the washers, so it's hanging on the temporary booth. I'll fix that later, but for now, it's no biggie. Get all this situated, and the final unveil. And there you have it. Illusion cherry U-bolts, spring plates, the hardware. Nothing fancy. Simple job. It's not doing the color any justice. Here, let's grab the flashlight. See if this helps us out. It's just a combination of really bright, really dark, really bright, really dark. The ISO on the camera just hates it. Let's see here. Swing around to this side. And let's light it up this way. See if it wants to pick up the amount. Oh, smacking the freaking microphone and stuff. There's just so much flake in all of this. Absolutely amazing. Love them, love them, love them, love them. But with that, video is basically done. We're gonna wrap it up here. I love the new setup. Obviously, I don't understand what happened with the whole, I blew out half of a light. I think it has something to do with the ground wire for that light. Oh, you're not going to see it. The ground wire for that light physically makes contact with this hardboard. So I'm wondering if it grounded through that somehow when I was just... I always just spray my powder when I'm adjusting my KV. I just spray it at nothing. So from now on, I'm going to start just hanging like miscellaneous metal up. Just shooting it and adjusting there. But... that's wild. So now I got to replace one light. Otherwise, I'm very happy with the setup. Everything's going great. Like I said, oh, there's 2 washers that I dropped. I need to fix. I always overestimate how much space is in the small oven, and went to hang all 8 at one time, so I went and dropped 2. So we got 6 of them. That came out flawless. We'll get those done tomorrow when I have to knock out a couple more pieces. Like I still said, 2 leaf springs left, 2 differentials, and that's one of the first big jobs we've done here. All that money's going into the channel. A few thousand make me happy. A few thousand make you guys happy. But with that, we're out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We're doing this day-by-day thing and seeing what happens. But with that, I'm out of here. Average Joe Builds. See you guys later.